I was like, what is this guy so rubbish? And like, it'd be like a fighting game. All the rest of us, like Chinese or Japanese, got 10 out of 10. Like,
we
for
wouldn't even
punching.
pretend to be superheroes that wasn't black. We would just be like Ninja Turtles. You couldn't tell. It didn't matter what the fuck they were. They just turned to a whole other thing. Nigga, we playing monsters, dog. We playing dragons. A whole dragon, my dude.
Akadiri, no, you're on mute. Oh, you mean to be?
Yo, what's going on?
Oh.
Yeah, work, Akadiri.
No, later today. I need to do it a bit earlier still.
Oh, you at home?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you got work later?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Extra shifts.
Come on. No irons in your house?
No. I need money. You got this on. That's first on the list, man. I just threw this on for the pod, man.
That's cold.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I've never seen a collar like that before. That's wild.
That's like a rich.
Yeah,
white guy collar.
I forgot this is even being recorded. Let me do a little button.
No, it's fine. My shit is.
Hey, do you, man? Do you?
I just put a black one on.
Yeah,
no. You made me feel a type. You made me feel a type of way. So I'm doing a top button up, man. I want to be like Darren. I want to be like.
Darren got up and ironed his shirt ready for the podcast.
For the pod. Nah, since I've been outside already, that's why. So.
Oh yeah, early bird in that.
Yeah.
Where'd you go? What'd you do?
Went to the bakery.
You don't have no wife?
Get what?
Yeah. I went to bakery. Went to get coffee and to get a croissant with brie and jam and.
Wow.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
life I
You
live.
living a different life, man. You living a different
Breakfast
life.
outing
said-
story I've ever heard.
Brie and jam. Okay.
It's so funny. It's like while I'm doing this, walking the street, getting some brie and jam, I'm listening to Meek Mill, Young Black America.
Just to keep it real, innit? Just to keep it fully 100 on the way to get your brie and jam.
First I was listening to T.I. Black Man with Quavo, Meek Mill and Rara. And then I was like, right, to get my brie and jam.
Did you get it like this? When you walked in, did you go, all right, boom, all right, big man, let me get the brie and the jam, yeah? Let me get that one, yeah?
You had to order it wrong. Let me get the braille. I got a cousin braille.
Right.
Let me get that brie.
How you say it?
Right?
Give me that Cupacino, man. That Cupacino. Give that cup of Cupacino, son.
What's that joke K Cud's got when he's like the roadman goes into Starbucks and he's like, oh right, they got panini in there. And he's talking about paninis.
Yeah, it's like, what am I gonna get?
Fuck you. Oh, swear down, there's no panani in there. My kind of shop. Roadman can't go to no Starbucks, bro.
So that's what I was doing this morning and stuff. Just try to channel my black rage. Just keep it.
You said channel.
Keep it contained.
It's hard, man. It's hard.
Keep it contained.
Man, like, I've had to take a couple of days off, like not really tweeting much. Not that I tweet that much anyway, but like just not looking through it on my timeline because it just gets in your head, man. Like,
I don't know what you got. The only thing I see on my timeline, like that gets me angry, is stuff people have retweeted onto my timeline. Have you got like
I don't really have
people on your timeline that are like just talking the
Nonsense.
most?
Yeah, like people retweeting or screenshot like Katie Hopkins. I'm like, that one on my timeline, but now it's on my timeline because you.
Did she say something?
Yeah, she told John Boyega to was it one tweet and you're Martin Luther King now. I think you need to relax, son.
All right.
Goofy stuff like that, but even goofy stuff like that, I'm like, those people have groups of people around them. They've seen what has happened to other people who've said similar things. These are people who are just assholes, and they're trying to incite someone to say something bad. Yeah. They need the algorithm to keep them on top.
Yeah.
What is she gonna say? Something positive?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So that's her purpose. Is like people get mad at one white girl in America. I can't remember her name, but Cardi B's always going at her. And I'm like, why?
Tony.
Yeah, I'm like, why you even talk? Like, why
Yeah.
even talk to her? And you have to find her tweets. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's the same shit as going to find. I don't go to the Klan's website. You know why? Because I know what the fuck it's about.
Right.
So what the fuck am I going to do for it? I don't go look for that shit. But if it comes across my timeline, I'm like, that's when I'm shocked if I see like a friend who's like, or somebody who's on my friends list. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay. Have to earn them. Some people I know because I've done comedy with them. I'm like, okay, I know this motherfucker's a racist, so I don't even follow his.
I've heard his jokes.
No, because that's
his jokes, right?
And this I'm talking about, like the containing kind of that black rage, because I was reading through someone's comments on the post they made, like it was some white woman going off, can't go down America. So she was posting normal shit. Then someone commented her thing going, oh, they're all looting, blah 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 blah. And I was ready to type. I was like, Darren, this is on someone else's post, and it's one of their friends on their post. You don't know them. Close your Facebook.
It's like the thing is in person. Like, I don't argue. There was a white dude who like said some more than once, but he says wild shit to me and my friends once, and I was like looking at him like it would have been like if all four of us was at a gas station in America, petrol station, right? And a skinny white dude like Jay Hanley size and older. He was like 50. Like 51, 52, said some shit to us, and we were like, "Do you understand? Why am I gonna say something to you at this point? I'll kill you right now, sir. There's nothing you can do to stop us. Fuck you. Fuck you. If we all wanted to fuck you, we would fuck you, and there's nothing you could do. So people like that, I go, oh, that person's not there.
Yeah,
you can be crazy and racist. It's not an excuse, but this is a crazy motherfucker. So I don't even need to deal. You're not gonna rationalize. You're not gonna hit them with the one logical black fact. Did you know a black man invented a stoplight? And he's like, oh shit, black man made a stoplight? I didn't know that. Well, yeah, now I'm not racist. No, he fucking knows that.
Exactly.
He racist.
That's the thing. It's just like, it's either the person who's posting is actually fully just racist, so they don't care about any logical argument you're coming back with, or they're just stupid. They're just stupid. So there's just no point. There's like, you're not going to, like I said, you're not going to educate someone who's posting something like that out of their dumb viewpoint.
Of course, yeah.
Well, you say that. You say that, but there's that guy that was on the Joe Rogan show.
Oh yeah,
and he goes and talks to Klan members, and he's like, maybe like 100 of them. This is a small number in comparison or whatever, but he's like made them change their ways.
What,
just
black
by
guy or white guy?
A black guy. And then when they decide to keep up the life, like they give him his
their clan hood.
Yeah, their hoods and stuff.
But see, he approaches them. He approaches the ones that are approachable, which first of all, I like that dude. I think that's awesome what he's doing. I don't give a fuck. Somebody tried to talk to me once about it. Some black person was like, "Oh, that's Aaron, dude." I was like, first of all, you're from New York. You don't even experience the same shit. I live next door to races. You have to go to a racist fucking neighborhood. Like we don't experience the same type of shit. So this dude is doing something in the South that I can understand because I had to go to school with racist ass white kids in middle school. So I know what that's like. You don't know what that's like. So like you running 80 deep in Brooklyn with black people all the time. I go to a school, it's me. So I'm like, I appreciate what he does. He's got a documentary, but he's smart because he goes to the ones who are approachable. There's a lot of Klansmen.
This is the thing. The person you talk to has to make some move towards the middle in the first
place. I like
right?
that though, because he did go to a rally. Kazim, I remember I saw his documentary. He went to like a whole Klan rally. And I was like, this nigga is crazy. This is it. This is a wrap. The whole camera crew's done. He just started talking to people. He was like, why do you hate me? That's what he would do. He'd be like, why do you hate me? Because you're black. Why? Because your nose is wide. You breathe up all the fucking air. Why? Because you fucking live too big. Why? He's like attacked him like a 3-year-old until they were like, I don't actually know. My dad used to beat me. And he would say black people are evil now.
Starts crying.
Like, Christ, dude.
Yeah, I mean, no, listen, how about this? There's a time and a place for education. How about that?
Yeah, you got to want to maybe just be open to it.
Yeah, and on social media, when someone, there's different types of posts. When the white person says, I just don't understand what's going on, maybe that person, you could write something that might help them out.
Yeah.
But the person who goes, see, these flipping Americans just burning down their own place and just loot. It's just this person's clearly got their facts and their viewpoint. So
Yeah.
the point of posting something else to go, actually read this article, but nah. So,
it's seldom you're going to change someone's mind on social media. Like, obviously, like KKK thing, but on social media, people will dig their heels in. Even if they're being totally wrong, they will dig their heels in and just argue for the sake of argument. So you can spend your half an hour of your time arguing something and you end up where you started. You have different viewpoints. And that's why I try to resist personally from getting involved, because you're just going to spend a lot of time and up to nothing.
And it's hard to argue your point with 240 characters.
Yeah, that's also true.
It's like, that's difficult.
Concise.
Yeah,
that's the thing, man.
Yeah, because especially if you do on Facebook and you write a paragraph, no one's reading
that either.
The only person reading it, and then even when they do read it, they don't read it. They just argue with the first thing they see that pisses them off.
Yeah. Exactly. They argue straight off of emotion.
So they're reading that article to find the thing they agree with in that article. And I think, like, posting the link as well. Like, because you got to think about the shoe on the other foot. If you're arguing with someone and they post a link to something, and you click a link, you're just like, what the fuck's this? What's this shit? Nah.
But it's like, has anyone watched Adam Rowe's special?
No.
So I watched a bit of it yesterday, and he does this bit.
Yeah, it's good.
He does this bit, where he goes, so he starts talking about, like, alcoholics, and then he starts talking about Muslims, and then he makes a joke about the reason, we're not that forgiving towards, like, Muslim terrorists is because they don't drink. He goes, because English people, we're like drinkers. You can be an alcoholic, get in your car, run someone over, and then still host Britain's Got Talent, like taking a dig at. Yeah. And then when he does that, the whole crowd go, ooh. And he's like, nah, F that, man, yeah. I just made a joke about alcoholics and Muslims, but Ant and Dec is what you lot want to get emotional about. Yeah. And it's like that bit where it's like you just wait for the bit that pisses you off. Yeah. Forget about everything I just said.
I used to say arguing with, like, a racist is like arguing with a woman. They're not trying to hear logic or reason until what they're saying doesn't make any sense. It's just like, this is how I feel about it. I saw a black guy steal a purse once. He's like, well, listen, let's talk about it. It's not all black guys. Okay. All right.
What about arguing with a racist woman?
We saw that Karen in Central Park.
Hey, mate, I don't want to talk about her, and I don't want to talk about that fucking guy either, because he's a prick.
What, the guy behind the camera?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why?
Because he was like, everybody leave her alone.
Yeah, he didn't want to post a video. His sister posted it, which is the typical thing about black women being the driving force behind kind of black rights movements. So the sister posted it, dragged her about it. Then he was like, hey guys, don't be too harsh on her. Then the woman apologized, and he's like, I accept her apology. It's all fine. This is like,
he's like, please don't hurt her.
Why is he even like a simp? What?
Yeah, he's like, please guys, like, she apologized. I accept it. Oh, maybe didn't mean it for real. She didn't mean. Did you, sir? Were you there? Were you not there? Are you sure? Is there more? Is he? Was he trying to hit? Like,
I don't know. It's like he doesn't understand how lucky he was that he filmed it. Because let's imagine she decides to call the police after he's gone away. Like, he's walked away a bit, and then she's called the police with that same hysterics, the same Oscar-winning performance on the phone. Police are just coming to the entrance of the Central Park, seeing the guy matches, probably not even the guy matches the description, any black guy, walks to Central Park, he's getting bullets in his chest, and they're like, yeah, we had a call from a distressed white lady, and that guy matched the description. And that's it. I mean, it's just like, so, but this guy's not even thinking that.
I'm like, I don't know where he lit. I'm like, where he's a bird watcher. That's the first thing. It's like,
he takes pictures of birds, innit?
I don't know a lot of niggas that watch birds, dog. So I was like, I don't know a lot of black people that know different types of birds. I know
he said pigeon. That. He goes, yeah, not enough. In one of his statements, he was like, yeah, not enough black people do this. He goes, the birds belong to everybody.
we know pigeons. I know niggas see flamingo a couple times. Florida niggas know flamingos. You might see a swan or duck. That's about it. You can't if someone goes, oh, there's a sparrow, you be like, I don't.
Yeah, to be fair, if someone pointed at a sparrow to me right now, I'd be like, sure.
It's a brown bird? Yeah.
I guess.
That's a
we know,
challenge.
we know ravens. We know ravens. We know that shit because we like, oh, here comes some crazy white witches.
Wait, is the ravens the same as a crow?
Yeah, pretty much.
Blackbird.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
A blackbird, yeah.
Blackbird, brown bird.
The one
Not joking.
Blackbird.
I had it in a book when I was younger. It had all the list of the blackbirds. It's like the only one that looks different is the magpie because it's got a bit of white.
It's got white on it.
Oh yeah, magpie. I know a magpie because it's still your jewelry apparently.
Yeah, but all the rest was like, here's a raven. Is this? I'm like,
yeah, magpie.
The only reason I know what a crow is, like you say, the blackbird. I'm like, okay, here's the one that's associated with the devil and death. Okay. That's the only
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we know what it's associated with. So for the fact that he's doing that, I was like, oh, he don't know a lot of black people, maybe like, or maybe he does, but it was something different when he was, because then even when he apologized and all this stuff, he was apologizing for her and all this. I was like, okay, he doesn't live in the world to where something has happened to him yet. Like for me, I would have been like
to anyone he knows.
Yeah, to anyone exactly. So he don't know. He see it on the news, but he might be one of these people that goes, well, it hasn't happened to me, so it doesn't happen that often. But for me, it happened to me a couple times with cops. So I'd be like, yo, you know what? I hope y'all shoot this bitch in the face if y'all catch her on the streets because she's gonna do that shit to someone else, and it's gonna get them killed. It's a real cause and effect. But he doesn't see that.
And
he doesn't connect that.
And like I guess. Like I was speaking to this the other day, if that's like a handful of interactions like that he's had, I don't know. Well, I don't know because I've had more than that, and I'm sure we all have. But if that's like a handful of interactions he's had, you're probably a lot more forgiving because it's not happened a lot of times to you. You're like, this has happened 5 times in my whole life. Whereas if this is something that happens to you 5 times a week or whatever over the course of your life, and it could just be small stuff. You're just a lot more angry when this stuff happens. You know what I mean? As opposed to where if you maybe live somewhere where it doesn't happen a lot, you're just kind of like, today was a bit of a bad day, but I'm over it.
I hear that, but then I'm also thinking, for me, I've been stopped and searched once in my life. I have never been pulled over by the police. But that doesn't mean I go around thinking, well, black people get pulled over by the police because they're probably not doing something.
No, but you might have had a lot of different interactions. Like, not necessarily has anyone ever had this year where you go to the shop, cashier is white or different ethnicity to you, and you give them the cash, in their hand, and they put it on the counter. Like, you knew what I was about to say before I even so you might have had that, or have you ever walked past the car and just heard the lock click on, or walked past people and you're just walking to the station or whatever, and they're grabbing their bags so those kind of small, and then you speak to people and they'll be like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Like for example, Phileo,
they're all straws, aren't they? They're all straws on the camel's back.
When me and Phileo worked at this same place that we used to work at, there was a girl there, and her name began with G, right? Yeah. So you know who I'm talking about, Phileo, yeah? She would be the type of person to go, it's not that big of a deal, and that would really.
Was she black?
No. Very privileged, blah blah blah. Ski trips every year, kind of thing, yeah. And she'll be like, it's not that big of a deal, but okay, the first time it happens to you, you're just kind of like, that was weird. I don't even rob old white ladies or whatever. But then that stuff starts to happen more and more. So it might not even be necessarily the police for you, Darren, because I'm in the same boat. I don't get pulled over that much, you know.
Yeah.
But I always know when I'm about to be pulled over. Funny enough. I do. You just know. It's like, here we go.
Woo!
Yeah.
So, okay.
But it could be like other interactions just in your day-to-day life, like even as small as, like, I spoke about him in some of my old material, like banter at work. You know what I'm saying? Some people might like to drop a little bit of banter at work, and you can't necessarily kick off because then you're the angry black man. You see what I'm saying? So, and then you got to try and take it to HR, and then if you work in a small organization, probably not that much is gonna happen about it. Blah blah. So all this stuff is building up, and then you're on the train home, and someone's holding their bag because they think you're about to rob them or whatever, and stuff like that. And then you stop off at the shop, and they don't want to put the money in your hand. So that's like 4 interactions in one day.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And then
that's
that's
like
like
your whole day.
and then, like,
that's your
we're
whole
all
day being
older. Like, I'm the youngest here, so let's just say 26. Let's take out from like 12 years old to like 26. When you start maybe going out by yourself and seeing the world, or secondary school and stuff like that. Yeah. So from 12 to 26, this is happening on like a daily basis. Maybe not at the same frequency, but maybe once a day. Small things. It's like that pyramid you posted, Phileo, with everything that's socially unacceptable.
Yeah.
But everything that happens, and if you point it out, you look like the guy with the chip on his shoulder. But really, you would have a chip on your shoulder if this kind of small stuff is happening to you every day, because it builds up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I think you guys are right, actually, in the sense it's to do with, I guess, there's going to be part of your upbringing, the experiences you've had, because I know for me, like I said, on paper, my upbringing, growing up in Essex, whatever, having like majority white mates, got a professional job, surrounded by middle-class white people in my day job, but I still don't go around with the idea of, well, because I've got this nice job and I've got this that I'm protected from these things. If anything, I'm more sensitive to those microaggressions that happen in the workplace. So, like, when even just the tiniest thing, I'm just like, you thought that was slick saying that, didn't you? All right, cool.
Yeah.
And I'll let it slide.
It's the same kind of like you grew up around that shit, and so you know what it is, and you're also not dumb. You gotta realize a lot of people are dumb.
True.
You grew up around that, and so you kind of recognize it. You can call it out. You can see it as it happens, because you're like, okay, I know what this is. I know why this is. I know the general why this is. I don't know this particular person's reasoning. So you will be like, okay, yeah, this is what's happening. That's slick. That's slick. That's slick. And so somebody like us four, we can probably tolerate a lot of it, because we're like, and we do kind of enrich ourselves with. I got a lot of white friends. I got way more black friends, but I got a lot of white friends. I know a lot of white people, and all of us do. So we can kind of like navigate through that world a bit to be like, okay, I know what this is, and it's kind of weird. It's like it's a weird thing. This is a weird thing to say. I got a lot of friends and family, and I'll just speak about one of my cousins. He's never even had a full conversation with a white person that wasn't, and like he was either A, selling them a drug, or B, he was buying something from over the counter.
Yeah.
Like doctor, he don't go to
they're
the
the
dentist,
position of authority, or it's
transactional.
Transactional.
Always transactional. So he doesn't know him. He's never. And so he said to me one time, he said, I never slept with a white girl. I never even talked to a white woman. I don't have any white homeboys and nothing like that. He's never had more than a 5 to 10 minute conversation with one that wasn't a cop.
Wow.
So he doesn't get it when he sees the little micro shit. He only sees full on blatant racism. That's it. If some white person says something weird or does something weird, they're like, oh, even to him, he's like, they're like, what up, player? He thinks that's like, oh, okay, that's funny. Like, he laughs at that. He's like, it's a goofy white boy, like in a movie. He's like, oh, it's a goofy white, but he doesn't know sometimes that's condescending, and that they're kind of trying to be a dick sometimes. You know what I mean? Or they think he doesn't get that. He doesn't get the little micro shit behind it. So he only sees like, that's why he's one of the people that'll be out right now burning some shit down, because it takes a certain level to get to him. Like, all day long, white people can say weird shit, or some white lady grab a purse. He probably wouldn't even notice. He has so much money. He wouldn't even fathom. He would have thought she was maybe just moving her purse. Me, I would have looked at her like, this bitch moving her purse because I'm right here. If he was the right bus, he gets off the bus. he would walk the same way he normally walked because he's like, I don't want nothing to do with this, whatever. She walking in the hood, she shouldn't be walking over here. This is my street. This is my walk. Versus me, I'm like, oh damn, let me go the other way. Go an hour outside of my walk just so in case this bitch get killed, I don't get blamed.
Do you ever do this? Do you ever do this one when like you can tell like people are nervous in your presence? Like you might be walking towards them and they can tell you might have a hoodie on or whatever. The sun might be in your eyes, so you kind of got a bit of a screw face on, but you can just tell that they're nervous in your presence. So do you ever give it the kind of like, hi, yes, I'm not gonna hurt you, and then keep it moving, like that little nod and smile, like it's fine. I'm just trying to get to my house. And then they give it to you back. They're like, it's like this weird non-verbal nod between you and the one in fear, and they go, "Oh, thank you so much. I thought you said
I give him the straight mouth awkward smile. That one though.
Yeah,
I try to go out of my way to make noise so they know I'm coming. You know what I mean? So it's like, hey, this is a Negro going to pop any moment. You're not looking around in the world, so you're going to see me in job.
Like that's a terrible one. When you are behind them, it's like, oh shit, they've got the headphones in.
Yeah, they got the headphones in.
They're going to freak out, and then they're going to feel really racist that they freaked out.
Let me help them by kicking this tree for no reason, and all the apples. Oh, okay, it's a Negro gathering apples. This morning, I took my daughter out this morning. We were just walking up the street, and I'm walking. There's a couple jogging, and they don't see us, and I'm walking. And the lady looked so scared when she looked up, and I'm like, "Lady, I'm with a baby. What am I going? Me and
I'm gonna kill you
gonna
with
rob
a baby.
You. Both gonna rob you. Yeah.
My daughter is gonna be. What's the joint enterprise?
Shout at the baby. Grab a purse. Grab a purse, baby. Grab a purse.
Oh, what are you doing? I was like, and she just looked like, oh, and she's like, oh, good morning. I was like, what's up? And her husband gave her the whole like, please come, let's go. Why are you?
I do feel like half the good mornings I get in the area I live in now are just to be like, hey, I'm a friendly, please. I'm on your side. Good morning, don't hurt me. It's like I wasn't gonna hurt you in the first place.
It's like that when if you run a train, right, a tube or whatever, you be on the train and you're sitting down. You're already on the tube and you're sitting down, and then you can see it's crowded, and then like a white woman or a white guy comes on tube, and you can tell they're like, gotta sit by this black guy, and you can see it's like if it's between you or like a Muslim. They really give you that.
You got a decision to make, boy. But I love that. I that's when I like that's what I call black privilege. Yeah. I love that. Because I don't like people sitting next to me on public transport.
No.
So have you ever seen that Dion Cole bit when he's like, I got on the aeroplane and he was like, I didn't want none of these motherfuckers to sit next to me. So I sat in my seat, put my headphones on, my hood up, and I was like, kill these niggas. Oh, these niggas. Yeah. He was like, nobody sat next to me. After everyone sat down, the plane took off. It's like I took off my headphones and pulled my Sudoku book out. I was like, let's enjoy this flight. I don't like no one sitting next to me on public transport, man, because do you know why? It's because I don't want to have to do that awkward, yeah, this is my stop, can I get off, please? Yeah. And then we got to do this awkward, are they just going to move their legs and now I got to shuffle? Which way do I shuffle? Do I put my ass in their face or do I put my piece in their face? It's like, am I going to get done for sexual assault? I don't know. Like, I just want to get off the train. Yeah, it is always that way around. But then I feel vulnerable. I feel mad.
I don't know what I do. I don't know what I do if a guy faced up to me to get.
I'd punch it. I'd punch it.
Just jog him.
The people I like is when you get on the train, you do, and you have to sit next to like a white dude, and he's just like, instead, some people will move or they'll move their body parts, and he just doesn't even care if both of your legs are rubbing against each other. You know what? This person right here, either they're the most racist person and want me to be uncomfortable and are sacrificing their own racial shit right now just to make me uncomfortable, but I hope this nigga hates having a knee on mine as much as I do, or he don't give a fuck about if you're black or not.
I can't lie.
Yeah, it's one of those two. He doesn't care who
It's
you
one of
are,
those
what
two.
you are.
He's either like, I don't care, or he's like, I hope you're uncomfortable, you black bitch, for sitting next to me. Like, sir, this is strange. Like, I need to sit down.
No, it happens 50-50 for me with that. I've read this guy. It's like, I get it, bro. You go to him, it's cool.
Yeah,
It's
oh
like,
yeah, it's
you
always
go
like a
to
gym guy.
but you come on. Like you think I don't know how crazy this person is. Obviously, I'm not following the social rules of closing their legs a bit. So, do I want the trouble of looking in his face to say, mate, could you like just close your leg a bit, for him to go, what the fuck? What? You want something?
Yeah,
Just like,
Don't
okay,
even
no,
say
I'll
anything.
just
Just puncture your chest immediately.
I'm just
That's like
like-
his next level of
yeah, exactly.
like conflict resolution. What?
Yeah. Yeah, so you're just looking across the aisle to someone else just like looking at your knee. He's like, I know, right? This is crazy. This guy.
But it's always the Donnies that don't even have like big legs that are just like, yeah, I'm a man. Let me spread my legs
Yeah,
all the way
Never like
because I'm about to give
He's never
birth.
like a really big dude. Like a dude like Quincy size is polite as hell and will move,
Yeah,
do whatever. They're nice.
The thing is, if I saw
He's a
someone
compliment.
Quincy size on the tube, I'm standing. I'm not sitting in that seat.
I'll give him the leg space. I'll
don't
cross
wanna
my
sit.
legs.
It's
I'll
always
cross my
somebody
legs
like-
to get more
who's a good
space.
size?
I'm gonna be
What's his
more
name?
comfortable
Craig,
standing up
Is his
than
name
I am
Craig? I
sitting
can't remember.
next
Light
to
skin.
a Quincy. For
What's the
example.
light skinned comedian's name? Craig.
Dino.
Nah, that's a comedian. Craig. Luke Craig.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, somebody his size is like, he's cool, but someone his size is the asshole on the train. That's the dude who's like a dick. You're like, dude, you're not
I
even that
also
big,
wouldn't
but
sit
like,
next to
ooh.
Luke Craig.
Yeah, just like come on, man.
No disrespect to Luke Craig. It's just
No
too
disrespect
big,
to
bro.
Luke Craig. Yeah.
I probably,
Yeah.
yeah. Nah, man, you gotta
But
make
the
a
thing
quick
is
time
that-
decision.
No doubt, but the thing you're saying, like, I think that's the problem, the difference in the UK to America. Like, obviously, over here, it's all microaggressions, it's all subtle, it's all covert. So if you do blow up, they gaslight you and make it seem like you're blowing this up. You're having an issue like your colleague Gemma or whatever, JG, whatever you call her, is trying to do. Like, they gaslight you, make you sound like you crazy when obviously you've seen what's happened, and it's harder to prove the sort of, oh, what you, because I walked past, you grab your bag. That's harder to prove compared to police literally kneeling on your neck.
Do you know why I think
And
that is here? And this is crazy. I think that's because you technically have less black people.
Yeah.
Like literally, you have less black people.
We officially
No, we do. As a percentage and as
Wait,
a,
of the 300 million in the States, what's the percentage that is black?
Only 11%.
10, 11, 12%.
yeah, 11 or 12, yeah.
Yeah.
It's 40, it's things like
But-
40.
Okay, so we have around
Yeah,
about the
yeah.
same. We have around about the same percentage, but it's only less because our
No,
population is less.
we had 3%.
3%
I
of the
thought we
UK.
were like 14.
No.
In
London. In London.
Oh, you live
14 in
Oh, that's
London.
the London percentage.
14,
Yeah.
14 in London. You got to remember,
Mad.
black people in the UK aren't even the largest ethnic minority.
Nah.
Asian
Was it
is.
Asians, Indians?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You guys have
we
so
forget
little.
that. We just have
Yeah. You guys have so little that I think it's like people,
yeah.
they don't think that you can do anything, as opposed to, even though you have in London, you burn shit down or whatever, but they don't think that anything's going to happen and people are going to rise up because it's such a small minority that tends to not happen with small groups like that. Versus America, even though it's only 11%, it's 11% in the worst cities that it can happen in.
Well, that's still like
no
30
one learning
million
that
people.
Wyoming. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
still a right, exactly. So it's still
That's still a
big
lot of
problem.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You're gonna outnumber the cops in any city.
Yeah.
So that's why they're just like, oh shit, like what are we gonna do? And then you outnumber the cops. Then you got your white friends, like the Amish.
Bro,
fucking
do you see what I
don't do
posted? I was so confused. I was like, they don't even have computers.
They
and
don't
internet.
have phones. How did they find
and
out?
they do. So fuck shit was going
No,
on.
because they do, man. They do. They're just it's a front. They've got PlayStations and TVs and lights. They're just not telling us, man. And they're just sitting there like, oh shit.
They came
He
through.
was-
Who else came through?
Stop churning that butter, man.
Well,
We gotta
okay.
go out there.
Let's say
Anonymous
they do have
came
all.
through.
Let's say they do have all that. Then the fact that they haven't come out for any other shit, but they came
Yeah.
out for this.
But
They're like, right,
Yeah.
We're gonna have to drop this facade, Abraham. We're gonna have to, because
Hey,
we've
Jebediah, we got
Jebediah.
Turn on the light that we definitely don't have, so I can read this article again real quick.
We gotta help these black people. You know what's funny? Actually,
this shit
in America,
is wild.
During like slavery and post-slavery times, like during Jim Crow and all that, even before, like right after when slavery was abolished, the Amish would help black people and natives. They would take them onto Amish land, and then you couldn't go get them. So that's like a little known thing. People don't think about that with the Amish. People like, oh, they must be racist because they old white people. Actually, they was like, fuck these Americans. We German anyway. Yeah. Get your ass on this fucking shit.
Like they're quite...
how to make this butter.
You're still a slave. Just
we're not gonna beat you.
What do you think was happening here?
But aren't they quite welcoming as long as you just play by their rules?
Yeah, they
in general.
Most places are. But yeah, most communities.
Yeah, but some rules are mad. It's like,
nah, man.
If you go to like Abu Dhabi and hold your girlfriend's hand, you are in prison in public.
Yeah.
Like that rule. Come on, guys. That's a bit
weird.
You invite me onto your land. You want me to help churn some butter for the dinner. Okay, that's fair enough. You're gonna feed me. I'll churn the butter. I go to your land with my partner and I hold her hand. Put me in prison.
Was this Amish people do that?
No, that's like the Saudis and that.
Yeah, it's just, but if you don't hold a hand, then they think you're having a good time.
You also could just fake it. I don't understand how that law works, because I'm like, is there like...
No, that's what you do. I've got loads of friends who've gone to with girlfriends, so just bought some cheap rigs, just wore them. So yeah, it's my wife.
Like, this is the dumbest law
ever. It has to
be
your wife.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well then, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, if it's your wife, then you can. But even then, you still can't be lips in her.
Because you can't even be in that country and turn around and be like, whoa, I'm gay. They'll be like, well, we're going to give you a bigger sentence.
Yeah.
Oh, we're only going to use the small stones. But now we the big stones.
You say, what, motherfucker?
Ahmad, get the big rocks. Yeah, the boulders. Apparently he's gay. We didn't know that at first. Yeah. Do your job. You have one job. See if he's gay. I don't have to wait to find out if he's gay. What's the way you find out? You have to suck his dick. It gets hard.
He likes it. He just like he's gay. He's gay, sir.
I was at a music video yesterday, and there was this girl there, and obviously this is a music video in the end, so there was this bare man them everywhere. There was about 50 of us. Yeah, and there was the police came. They did nothing. They did absolutely nothing. They go. Can you get into pairs of 6? And I just went, that's not possible.
Pairs of 6? What?
I was like, do you mean 12? I'm not sure what you. I was like, do you know how to add up?
Because he was there going, do you know what you're trying to ask? Like, I don't know.
There was this girl there, and she was pretty good looking. And I turned to my boy. I was like, "Is this anybody's girlfriend?" Because there's a lot of men them here, and I don't want to get tucked in for looking at someone's girlfriend.
So you've not retired from the game then?
Hey, I'm at the game, but my eyes, I'm allowed to look. Hold on a second. I've done nothing wrong. Hold on.
Anytime.
Hold on.
Lace the boots anytime, my guy.
What, anyone says anything.
We got rid of the boots. You still kept the boots, yeah?
Listen,
kept the boots.
Can anyone tell me what I did wrong? They're my eyes. I can look at what I want.
Yeah, I
didn't approach this woman. I didn't speak to her. I just said, "There's nothing wrong with going. That's a good-looking woman."
But what's happening out of the game? So you've retired, but you're on the sideline warming up.
That's what it says. No. Listen.
It seems like you're dead. I'm ready.
Nah. Gary Neville's out the game, but he's there every week watching the game and talking about it.
Fair enough.
You know
Fair
what I mean?
enough.
Monday night football, soccer,
All right.
soccer
All right.
Saturday.
Fair enough.
He's retired a long time ago, but he's still there every week.
All right.
Watching
He's
the
doing some punditry then.
Yeah, I'm
He's
just
doing
doing
some
some
commentating, some
punditry.
punditry.
Yeah, man. It's
All
just
right. I'm with you.
Finding technical analysis and all that.
the
Yeah,
whole,
okay.
yeah, technical analysis. I got the whole screen. I'm like, if we just rewind this bit. But the whole point was like, I didn't know whose girl this was, yeah, and it's like making excuses. And I was like, so if anyone does ask me what I'm looking at, I'm just gonna turn around and be like, hey, I'm gay, and then just go from there. But I don't know how that would have worked with like 50 Jamaicans all jumping up and down, very hyped at a music video. But that was my get out. That was my escape route.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be my escape route to most things. Hey fam, give me your phone. What? I'm gay. Like, you can't rob a gay guy, can you? It's just like, it doesn't do much for your street cred. Yeah, you rob this gay guy.
So that's what the street guys have those morals. I don't think morality is top of their list.
They have one moral: don't snitch. That's it. There's nothing else.
That is
Another moral.
Yeah, that's it.
It's like their number one rule that they all break.
When she gets on top, most definitely. But the thing that's been linking into that is that a lot of these rappers now, there's been a lot of pressure on social media for rappers to come out and make statements towards what's going on in the States. And then there's also another argument saying like these guys don't have the range to come out with something coherent, concise and whatnot. What do you think about that? Do you think these rappers should have a more?
I think
only rappers like Killer Mike that can actually
exactly
formulate his thoughts into actual sentences
I think if you
that make sense.
At it,
I saw T.I. say, "This is Wakanda." I said, "Oh my God, let's."
I think if you look at it, you go someone like Future. They go, Future hasn't said anything. Well, Future has said a lot. Most of his songs, he says, "Fuck the police. I don't like kill him." If you see him, he's been saying it. I think that when it's happening and you want him to tweet it, that's a bit, to me, almost ridiculous. It's like, so he's going to tweet it and say the same thing he's been saying. You know what I mean? Like, I see they're like, well, Ice Cube did it. Yeah, but Ice Cube doesn't rap anymore. And even if he did, that's his whole career anyway. So even if Ice Cube,
he made a song literally that said "F the police."
It's called. It's like, I don't know what you want from him. He's done speeches. He's done this. He's done all these things. Like, there's YouTube clips of Ice Cube eloquently putting shit together, like talking about when he was in Nation of Islam, all this stuff. People don't even know about Ice Cube. So I look at it like that. I'm like, yeah, so, okay, Snoop Dogg shared a lot on Instagram, but he didn't have to. Somebody like Travis Scott, who hasn't really spoken up about it, the youth look to him. People were talking about them, and it's like, yeah, maybe you want to. What is he gonna say though to the kids that are watching him? Most he can do is share something and do whatever. But I think he's, like Kazim was saying, and your point, Mike. I don't think he's got he's not an idiot, but he doesn't have the words to so it'll come out very emotional.
Also, what do people want? Do people just want him just to tweet "fuck the police"? Yeah,
it's like, what do you want from this dude other than he's existing as a black person? I'm sure he's from fucking Texas. I know he's got problems with
he's from Texas. Yeah,
lived it. The other part is, if you've lived it so much, you may not necessarily want to talk about it because it's PTSD. Like with me, I got harassed. Like, I had cops put boots on my neck, one put a gun in my mouth, like all type of shit. So maybe I don't want to say something about it sometimes because it brings back that memory that I haven't been able to deal with. So I think a lot of people put that pressure on and don't realize that type of other side of the coin is, you might hate the police or might hate this racism shit, and nothing has really ever happened to you, or something has. Everyone's gonna deal with it differently. I'm not defending it, but I'm also just being like, I mean, you can't really. I would more so expect people who aren't black, who associate with black people or use black culture in some way, shape, or form, or want to pretend to be your friend. Like, if you're on my friends list and you have nothing to say about this, it's not that you're a racist, it's not that you're whatever, it's that you don't care.
You don't care.
And that means you don't care about me, because it can easily be me and has been me. Like, I can easily be there. People think like, oh, well, you're fine. You're right here. Nothing happened to you. Yeah, but I go home to visit or whatever I do. I get stopped by the cops. Now it's me. And you know what I mean? It's like, I'm not saying that you have to wait till it's your friend to say something. You definitely should say something. And saying something helps, because they go, well, what's that going to do? Well, you got a large white and non-black group of people following you and talking to you and looking at your stuff, family members who maybe don't use Facebook or don't know about, or they do, but they don't see this because it really is in your algorithm. If you're not on Twitter like that and you're an older person, you're just on Facebook and all you do is follow your friends and family, you probably don't see this shit. You follow a couple of funny country music videos,
Yeah,
some other
because
shit.
that's
Like,
what you think about. They said it's your algorithms, isn't it?
Yeah, so you might see it because in your social bubble, you follow Kevin Hart. And your grandfather doesn't. He likes Ron White. Ron White is not putting this up. So he doesn't know that that's going on. So if you don't do anything, if you don't say something about it, then your people aren't going to see it. Like Kate Curtis said about it. I was like, oh, that's dope because all them Kurdish motherfuckers that don't look at this shit are going to be like, oh, swear down. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's different. Like Tez Elias said something about it. I was like, appreciate that. That's because now all these Muslim people, all these Arab people are going to see it and they're going to go, oh, okay, because they may not, you'd be surprised with people that you guys wouldn't be, but people listening, you'd be surprised at how many people absorb black culture but do not know black people.
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
yeah.
Don't follow
I think that's because one of the thoughts that did come across my mind, I think the algorithm thing articulates it well, is because I see a lot of people post on their Facebook, I'm noticing the silence from my white friends. Yeah, it's been noted that you're not down, you know, don't talk to me about this anymore going forward. I'm like, cool, I get that feeling. Again, this is what I'm talking about, that direct to the black rage. But, you know, it's not, while it is, how do I say it? If they're a white person that's fully immersed in black culture and most of their time is black people and they're posting about black things when it's fun and great, but then they're not posting about this, yeah, cool. Those guys are pussy holes. But if it's someone that doesn't really post about much anyway, about anything in life, and now you're going to and you're not going to post about this. Oh, fuck you then. You don't respect our friends. It's like, you might generally be the only black person they know. So this stuff is not coming on their timeline. Everything coming on their timeline is COVID-19. It's COVID-19 on their timeline.
Realize that it's every day. That's something someone, I can't remember her last name, but Hannah, comedian, she wrote me. She was like, she had posted something. I said, I appreciate you reposting that. A lot of people, she's like, yeah, a lot of people probably don't know what's going on. I want to share it or whatever. And I have another friend who's a comedian, a white guy in New York, and he's pretty decent comedian, but he never says anything about anything at all. So I wouldn't expect him to do something, but he did. He's like, yo, this is crazy, da, da, da. I never speak up about social stuff, but here it is. And the reason I asked him, I said, well, why you say something now? And he's like, well, the reason I say something now is because so many other people, he's like, you're friends with me, you're a black comic, you're friends with me. I only know, I'm from Connecticut. I know like 3 other ones. I've been to New York. I've done this. I don't know any. So I'm seeing it because you guys are sharing it. So I figure, I heard you say something once. He said, I heard you say something once that this is an everyday thing, but it's sometimes it's only in the media when it's filmed to such a large degree and it becomes social. I was like, I can share with you tons of videos that never made it to the news. I just shared one today on Instagram, never made it to the news. Dude, they shot him for no reason. Never made it. Don't even know his name. And he was like, I didn't realize it was that. I thought it was only the times that it was happening. So he didn't even fathom. What is he looking up crime reports or murder reports? Who's doing that? Like,
also going back to what you said about like people wanting like rappers and stuff to come out and say something. Yeah, I think on like you got to think on like 2. Well, not you have to, but this is when you said that, this is what I thought of is one is that you're wanting these people in a select industry, like in a specific industry, to then come out and say something, right? But that's not where they're, and I know people go, it's not about comfort zone, but this is not where they feel most influential. What we should really wait and see is what the black comedians talk about when they're on stage, and what the black musicians talk about when they make music, and what the black poets write when they write poetry. Because not everyone is a Killer Mike and can go onto national TV and because even myself, if I was, in that position, I would probably struggle to, and it might not even to be on how articulate they are, but they could be ready to go. Someone could even write out their speech and whatever. But once you get on there, it's kind of like that Kanye moment where it's like, okay, my emotions are here now, and everything on this piece of paper is just going out the window. And now you could end up with a situation where it's like, what did this is, and then you could have black people turning around going, is this who's representing us on TV? So I think the ones that can do it should do it, like the Killer Mikes and the Ice Cubes and the what's the guy from Black Eyed Peas, Will I Am, those guys that can go out there and articulate. But then like the other people that are in creatives or stuff like that, unless you're like a black politician or, you know, a CEO where, you know, or a public speaker where that's your forte, you know what I mean? But for us, not saying like any of us are, no one's turning around going, where is Kazim, Phileo, Darren and Mike Wakadiri's points of view on this? But it's like, if we were a Chappelle, or even if we were lower than that, if we were a Ron Funches or whatever, and we have a big platform to speak on, that's probably the best place for us to go and give a full observation.
I mean, even
all I did
Kevin Hart was just on Lil Wayne's podcast. I don't know if you guys been watching Lil Wayne's podcast, but it's awesome. Actually, he's been doing podcasts. He has the best celebrity. He's like him and Mike Tyson's podcast.
Mike Tyson's is dope. But it's again, would you want Mike Tyson to go on TV and talk about this?
No.
Even though Mike Tyson's he's very articulate, but again, it's like you don't know what mic you're gonna get on that like you don't know what emotion's gonna come out.
Well, Lil Wayne's podcast is just like Mike's. They get some of the greatest celebrities. Like he just did one in the same day. He had Dr. Dre and Kevin Hart on his podcast, and they just talked about what's going on. Like I think it was yesterday or the day before they did the podcast.
What's his podcast called?
Tunchi, something Tunchi. I don't know. It's on YouTube. But he had Jamie Foxx, he had everybody, Eminem, he had a bunch of people. But Dr. Dre got pissed. Dr. Dre was like, "This is some bullshit," and like even Kevin Hart, like this is what they talked about. So it's like people go, "I don't see Kevin Hart posting. I don't see Dr. Dre posting. I don't see Lil Wayne posting." But then you go, "Well, they just did a whole podcast on it."
Yeah.
So all their fans know they're on this podcast. So he posted, "Yeah, I got a podcast with Dr. Dre and Kevin Hart," and you go, "That's what you talk about." Then you go on the podcast, and that's what they're talking about. So it's kind of like, Kazim's right. Like you can use that big platform where you can articulate it very well and get it out, and you can even self-edit to a degree. Like I'm not really into Migos for them to be like, "This is fucked up." I know how they feel about racism.
I haven't heard
and police
Offset say a
brutality.
thing about it. I'm disappointed.
Right. I know how they feel about it. I'm fully how they feel about it. I'm sure they've gone through it. I'm sure they think it's fucking bullshit. So I'm not really concerned that they didn't say anything. You know what I mean? It's like, I think they know where they stand. So it's more like, I'd be like, Eminem hasn't said anything, but he has, obviously. But
he did that BET thing.
Has Eminem said something?
Yeah.
I mean,
not
if
that
he didn't,
not looking for him to do it, but yeah.
Yeah, he's done that whole BET thing with Trump. So that's the thing. People have short.
That's the other part.
Yeah, people have short memories. Yeah.
People look at their discography and see what these people have done. I think when you're in this sort of bubble and you're seeing this politician tweet, "Oh, what about that person? He's not said anything." And you pressurize someone to say something, and then I think they pressurized Ovi from Love Island to say something.
He said, "Being black's lit."
But
yeah, he tweeted me. It said, "I love being black. Shit kind of dangerous, but it's lit as fuck."
You know what they did?
That's what he wrote.
Yeah.
He's got to remove himself from the club.
But that's what I'm saying. They asked this dude to say something, and that's who he is.
Well, I guess so. But again,
That's the guy you don't put out there. British basketball player who ended up on Love Island, and people want him to be the voice of reason.
And you know what? So many girls have had their heart broken by like black men. Like white girls, so many white girls have had their heart broken by black men, and then this very, very nice black guy was on Love Island, and now he's just something he never thought he would be. And he's like, "Yo, can you post something?" And he's like, "I'm Ovi, man. Like, what you want from me?"
That's it. The pressure got to him, and he posted some nonsense, and then people are like, "I'm disappointed." It's like, you put pressure on this man to say something, and this is unfortunately the best he had. I'm not saying it's right. Was some bullshit.
Nah, and whoever's his PR manager, needs a slap.
No, seriously,
Whoever let them post that out. Whoever manages Ovi's public media, social media, is the same person that manages Trump's social media, because it just seems like they can just post whatever they want.
No, the social
Yeah,
media, the short-term memory thing is so true, man. So I've seen people.
Yeah, because
getting
people complain
really
right now
mad.
about Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, well,
Kendrick
so
Lamar
that's
has,
stupid.
first of all, Kendrick Lamar has put
it's
5
short
posts
albums.
up
He's
ever.
done like full
Yeah.
albums.
He's put 5 posts up ever. His profile picture, people forget, his profile picture has been black since that social media because that's what people were doing when they stood for the Black Lives Matter thing.
Mm.
He has never changed it from being black. It's just that's all it's ever been. This man has put entire albums, his entire discography is about what's going on right now.
Yeah.
So what is he supposed to come and tweet?
Right.
Yeah,
I
don't
saw
even
some.
entertain stuff
I
like
saw
that.
someone moan about what's see Kim Kardashian's very quiet about it. I was like, she literally has campaigned for prison reform and to get people
Yeah.
out
She
of.
said something. She posted something about it.
But no,
She's
but
been quite
it doesn't matter.
successful at
It
it,
doesn't.
ain't it?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Even if she hadn't posted anything back, even the fact she has is something else as well. But the fact that she's actually, it's one of those things. If she just posted, people go, well, she ain't doing anything, but it's just a post.
Performative, innit?
The fact that she's actually gone, no, I'm meeting with the president. I'm going to get prison reform. We'll get this person released early.
Yeah.
And people go, yeah, but she still fucked Ray J though on camera. It's like, okay,
Right.
brilliant, brilliant. That's
Yeah, just
so
to
it's like,
degrade the woman, innit?
But the thing is, yeah,
there's some celebrities that have posted, and I'm just like, I didn't expect from you. I've seen Miley Cyrus post.
Yeah,
I saw
some people,
Taylor Swift post.
what I think what you
It's
also
like,
got to remember
I was like, what?
is two things
So-
as well. Is like, okay, we've seen Miley Cyrus post and these people, yeah. You would hope it's not the case, but how many of these people is it that where their managers just go, you
This
should
is
post
good.
this.
This is the wave.
Yeah,
This is the
you should
wave right
you
now.
should post
I'll tell you someone who's not Steve Carell from the American Office.
Yeah,
So he doesn't have social media.
right.
And everyone's like, oh, a lot of these people who have worked with black people being very quiet. And it's like, but here's the thing. He's been using his money to bail people out who've been protesting. And you didn't realize that. So you're online talking shit about him and talking shit about Seth Rogen when they're using their own money out of their pockets to bail out protesters and give.
That's what I was just about to say.
Black movement. So it's like you're looking for something at the wrong time.
Yes, Chrissy Teigen donated 100,000.
100,000. Yeah, I saw that this morning.
Wait till the smoke clears and then go look at what they did.
No,
Because it'll be there.
But when the smoke clears, they'll be looking at a different fire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
what
probably.
Through that.
But the thing is, I was
Yeah,
going to say
exactly.
as well, is that it just shows you, yeah, that the like onto your point as well, Phileo, is that the time we live in, yeah, where
Guys, that was a bar I just said that. Can we just ignore that was a real bar? I just said that.
there'll be another fire to look at.
When the smoke clears, I'm looking at another fire. That was a bar.
All right, we'll make that the title, Darren. All right, mate. Jesus Christ. Make that the title. It's not about you today, mate. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ. But it's like
adulation.
Yeah, well, we'll get back to it, mate.
I want my accolades.
I'll give you a special clap on Wednesday as well. You know what I mean? Fire bars.
At 8 p.m, man.
Yeah, but it's like the time we live in, yeah, where it's like, okay, you're not a supporter of this because you didn't post about it. It's like you're saying Steve Carell doesn't have social media. Neither does Chappelle. Is anyone gonna say, hey, well, Chappelle's been kind of quiet recently? It's like, no, man. It's just like you don't know. I could
they just wait for
not
the
be
next
posting. I might not be posting because I'm out protesting or I'm out, or just in general, I'm out doing activist shit. You know what I mean?
So check this out. There's a rapper I really flip right now. He goes by RMR, right? He did this country cover of a song, and he did a country cover, but now he's got 2 songs. He did one dope with Lil Baby and Future, and another one he's got with Timbaland just produced. He just put it out. He wears a ski mask all the time, and no one knows his identity. And he explained, he was like, the reason I have this mask is because rappers wear masks all the time. I'm the mask for them, right? So it's this whole thing he's doing. He's dope. Everyone's like, this kid is all about drugs and doo-doo and ignorant shit. He's great rap, whatever. Go to his page. What does he do? Spends his money on a private jet, goes to the Minnesota shit to help out during the riots, and is giving water and shit to people. Yeah. And posts all that shit on his fucking social media. And everyone's like, oh, he's not posting about it. I was like, I'm sorry. This dude is actively out there in the street doing this shit. Yeah, what do you want from this person? Like, some people aren't, like, I'm not a big marcher. Like, I'm not going to march. this is gonna be controversial. I'll maybe never do a policeman's ball, but I'd rather shoot a cop. I'd rather be out there and someone's getting arrested, someone's getting detained, like I've been detained and grabbed up, and I'd rather be like, you know what? It's only 2 cops, it's 8 of us. Let's fuck them up, or let's hold them until someone gets here because they're gonna kill that guy. So I'd rather fight back. I'm not a marching guy, that's me. Yeah. But some people are tweeters, some people are marchers, some people are.
Yeah,
but what I was gonna say, but you know who doesn't have time to see who's tweeting and who's not? People who are actually doing shit.
Yeah,
that's also fair.
Those people who are actually, you know, tackling guys with fucking hunting bows don't have time to look at their phone and go, oh,
you know, the difference
this rapper hasn't tweeted about this.
That's like with dating is the same thing. It's like with men, like you don't have time to worry about what she's doing with the next dude because you're trying to be better than the next dude. So you're trying to win. So I don't even know what this dude is up to. Or she's like, I went on a date with Tony. Yeah, that's fine. Listen, I got a hot air balloon. Tony do that? I didn't think so. I didn't have time to pay attention to what she was doing with Tony. I rented 2 horses, motherfucker. I don't even like. I'm scared of horses. I rented 2 of them. So it's like that.
Following on from what you said, Phileo, is like I thought about it, you know, and there's definitely a difference between, you know, the States and the UK police. Yeah, obviously, like they got, like, the police have guns. It's obviously the biggest difference, just in general. Like, when you take emotion out of it, they have, every single one of them has a gun. You know what I mean? But it's like, I thought, because but the intent can still be there. You know what I'm saying? Talking about, like, stop and searches. Now, I'm not saying, like, you know, some black people are innocent, but they deserve to be put through the right system if they're in trouble, yeah. And I said to myself that if I see any one of my people, being stopped by the police, I'm going to stop and I'm going to go over, I'm going to make sure they know what their rights are. I'm going to make sure they don't become too, like, because as soon as you raise your voice, you're going to become aggressive. Now, all of a sudden, you're on the floor. I'm going to be like, don't say anything. Go get a lawyer. And they might have done something really bad. And if they have, then they need to. But they
that's what I say. What you do is you go there to help. They pop the boot, and it's just kilos. Just kilos.
No, but that's the thing. That's the thing, right?
Like,
it could be.
Like, I tried to help you, you know. I tried to help you, but I'm back in my car.
It's not even that. But it's like,
but you done everything the process. It's true.
It's like, if you've done something wrong, then if I've done something wrong, I deserve to get in trouble for it, yeah? But in this country, we've seen it as well. 1993, we've seen evidence go missing. We've seen police lie, people go free, and you know what I'm saying? So it's and it's like, even when I told that story of when I got robbed for my phone in Catford when I was 14, not 18, but that would never happen to me at 18. I was 14. And we called the police, and they took us in the car, took us back to the location, and they tried to make out like me and my cousin were criminals. But we called you.
Yeah.
They were like, they really tried to make us out like we were criminals, trying to like see if we were known for anything or anything like that. It's like, no, we called you. So even if, you know, someone's done something really bad, I want them to go through the proper process. I want to be able to say 100%. Like, they did X, Y, and Z, not A, B, and C, like this officer's trying to make out. They never resisted arrest. They never did that. They never assaulted a police officer. They did. They fucked that guy up over there. They definitely did that. But they never did what you said. You're just trying to get him in more trouble. That's where my energy's coming from, if you see what I'm saying.
Yeah, I feel that because
100%.
that just makes total sense. And what I'm saying, like, I'd rather, if I see something, I'm like, okay, let me act, because I'm gonna film it. Somebody else take my phone, film this. I'm not gonna film it. I'm gonna go over and be like, what are you guys doing? What's going on? Because I know my rights. He maybe doesn't know his rights. So you don't have to stop here, do none of that shit. Call your supervisors, call whoever the fuck you need to call, but I'm not dealing with it. And what I try to tell people is like exactly what you said, because remain calm, because what you have to remember in America, this is just in America, I'm sure it's here, but I'm speaking from my point of view, is that white guys are terrified of other men from other races. And what I mean by terrified is they've been sold since even before the British Empire. So maybe I don't even want to say 2000, but over 1,500 years, they've been sold a story that they are the antithesis, that they are the peak of humanity, of human men. Like every movie, every historical
human
thing you
means
see,
white to them.
exactly everything, space exploration, fucking sci-fi shit. You be like, oh, everything you absorbed as a kid that wasn't wrapped in certain things, certain cultural things, was white. How much Chinese shit you know? Kung fu, nigga, that's it. So it's like, and even that shit in the movies is white dudes trying to, you know what I mean? So you go, everything they've been told,
They become the last samurai.
You don't know any movies where white dudes lose unless he's an evil, racist motherfucker. There's no movie that you can name. You go do your research where a white dude just lost. He just lost to someone who wasn't white. So imagine your whole life you've been gassed. Every ancestor you had has been gassed up. They've been poor in the dirt with no teeth, fucking their sister, still being told they're better than you, and you got a fucking kingdom. So they've been gassed up their whole existence. So in their head, and even maybe in their fucking DNA, they think they are fucking Superman, Captain America. For real, they really think they these soldiers in these movies. Like, they really be like, I'm stopping the terrorism and crime. And like, sir, you're the bad guy. But they don't see that shit. So they get scared when they see you come. So say I'm getting detained and you three come by and you're like, yo, that's my man, I know him. They already are on 10 because of me. They're already like, oh shit. Now they on 10,000 because you three just showed up and like, oh Lord, here they go. And it's like, one of you must have a weapon, right? Because that's what my training tells me. If 4 men are there, one of them has a weapon. One of them is aggressive. One of them has been in trouble before. One of them hates, you know what I mean? So he's terrified for his fucking life, even though you guys are smiling. Darren got a shirt tucked in with a belt, right? Because he's got a fucking rugby outfit on. Like, Akadiri is in scrubs.
Yeah, I don't give a damn about none
and
of
it's
that.
still like, look at these 3 motherfuckers who are about to fucking fuck me up. And it's just like, you have to remain calm, because that's when and it's hard trust me, I've never been calm when dealing with them. That's how I know. It's hard to be calm when someone got their boot on your fucking head,
100%.
right? It's just hard to be calm. So you have to just be like, all right, fuck, what am I gonna do? I have to fight back. So it's like, back to what Kazim was saying, you can't sit idly by and just film anymore. You can't sit idly by and just be like, well, I'm gonna watch what happens because I know these guys did. Even if these dudes, like, I know, like, I was doing wrong shit sometimes. So even if I'm doing something wrong, put me through the system properly with the proper shit. The system is, the other thing about the system in any country, it's only set up to benefit the people who are there. It's not set up for black people in America.
Oh yeah,
No, so we need to change the system. No, we need a new system. That system works perfectly fine. I think everyone forgets that system is working exactly as it's designed to. That shit is working.
Oh no, yeah. The system is set up to win in their favor, but
it's working.
Even
wonderful.
So, it's like, which makes it a bigger piss take, is that this system is designed for me to lose, yeah, and you still feel the need to deviate from this system to fuck with me.
The rules are stacked for you to win, and you still want to cheat.
Yeah,
how you still,
it's like, that's a bigger piss take.
That's a great
another bar, yeah, cool.
That's a great point, Kazim. That's a great point. Like, the system literally is set up for you to win. You cannot lose.
When I got arrested, when I was younger, I got arrested, and there was 3 officers, and they tried to interview me, in the back of a police car. I didn't know this until my mum told me. Like, that's illegal.
Like you're some kind of Brandon Dassey. don't let Brandon Dassey you.
But you can't. That's actually illegal. You can't. Even if I goes to them, I did even if in the back of that car, I did exactly everything. It's inadmissible because it's not in the correct format. But they're still. It's like, hold on. And this was in the courtyard of the police station. We just pulled up in the car, and they were like, "Okay, you can just tell us now." Blah blah. What did you do? It's like, no, you're meant to take me in there. You're meant to push the button and say the time is 11 past 11. I'm PC, whatever. Commencing. You're meant to do that. Why are you trying to? You know what I mean? Stop trying to mess about.
Here's the thing about that situation: is they saw you, young black guy. They assumed you didn't know. They assumed you didn't know your rights, which you might have not done at the time because you was a kid. But one thing they definitely didn't bank on is you having direct access to
legal counsel.
To legal counsel. There's no way they're
free
expecting
legal counsel.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't expect that, so they think,
No.
well, we're gonna just take the piss, and that's the thing that's so annoying about it all is the fact that there has to be police officers, and that all they want to do is make their community better. They literally just got the right intentions, and that's what they want to do.
For sure.
And I've never been one of those people who say black people shouldn't be in the police. I'm completely the other way around.
Sometimes you got to change within.
Police should be from the area they're patrolling.
Oh,
in the sense
100%.
of
Man, I've said that many times.
They know that person. They know that, okay, look, there's a group of boys there. I know they're making noise, but look, I know his mum, I know his dad, I know his uncle. They're cool. If I go over there and tell them, guys, look, you just gotta go home. They're like, oh man, so come on, just go. That's gonna diffuse it so much quicker than PC Smith from fucking Devon, who's never spoken to a black person before. Now has to walk through and be like
aggressive from the jump.
Becomes aggressive.
That's
Because they're like,
or you just using select like the dialogue.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, Phileo, you'll know from the work we've done. It's like, even when you go over there, because these young people as well are so influenced by Black American culture as well, Phileo was able to go over there and say stuff and get a much better reaction than if a teacher that didn't look like us went over there and said something.
Been there for years.
You know, I mean, and then so it's the same as what you're saying. Then, if the police officers from that area knows the people, knows how to communicate to them as well. A lot of this stuff is like how you want to be communicated to, because that's a big thing. I mean, I'm not the type, me personally. You can't just come at me 100 miles an hour, otherwise I'm going to get my back up. And then we're gonna have now there's a big problem. But some people that might shock them into like, oh shit, I'm in trouble. Okay, let me stop what I'm doing, or you know what I mean. Some other people, you need to talk to them a little bit different. And if you don't know how these different things happen in your community, or where you're walking the beat, if you are a police officer, you're gonna be not in big trouble, but you're gonna find a lot of resistance.
You look dumb policing people you don't know. You look stupid, and you look like a threat, and you're gonna feel threatened because you don't even know their body language. You don't know what they're talking about. You don't know.
That's the thing. You might know the law, but you don't know the rules of engagement that's happening in that moment.
You don't know. You might be like, oh shit, they go Draymond. I'm like, Draymond? Why is he pacing? Oh, he's autistic. You don't know that he's autistic because he's black and he's never fucking got tested for this shit. But he's a giant, buff, autistic dude. He has no clue. He just do that. Ain't nothing wrong with him. And you screaming at him and throwing him to the ground. He's just like, I don't understand what's happening. He's not going to. So it's all types of shit like that. That's going on.
Like my brother's heavily autistic, but
your camera's not on.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay, cool.
My brother's heavily autistic, but for him, he's half Lebanese, so he doesn't look black. But if he was a black guy just out there, he would definitely get in trouble, because sometimes he just throws stuff, swears, stuff like that. But again, if you don't know these, and that's the thing is like with these police, they need adequate training on stuff to be able to recognize. Oh, that's ABC. This is 1, 2, 3 over here. And
they got rid of community officers anyway. That's the problem. They had people who are obviously they didn't have the full power to arrest people, but they had people on the beat walking the streets, getting to know the community. But when they made the cuts in 2010, they got rid of them, and that's another issue. So when something goes down, you lose that community knowledge, as you say. Instead of calling man from Devon or whatever, if you call local guy, he's like, no, these kids are cool. I know them. The community guy can speak to them, diffuse the situation, we move on. But now, as you say, you've got people who don't know Wagwan, who really don't, who are coming to this situation. And imagine you get a call and you're being sent to a situation. There are 20 black guys, and you're thinking, fuck me. So they're going there thinking they're already ramped. And it could be a nothing situation, but instead of going there calm, the police are going there heavy-handed. It goes left without a prayer. Like there was that video that was circulating around the line where I think a young guy is Lewisham was just sitting down, and then
on the estate,
police come in.
On the
estate, and then this woman comes. The policewoman comes.
Yeah, I seen
and
that
people
video.
like been arrested before, and it's like raw from a conversation. She put handcuffs on him within a minute.
Yeah,
nothing, and
instantly labelled him as a drug dealer.
Yeah.
When he was just
just off his skin tone. It's
you know what I mean? He's just sitting down.
Yeah.
And
his
their
friends
which
were
is
their
wild
cast.
to me
suspicion
'cause
was there's a lot of cars here and a lot of people, so there must be drug activity.
people ask me
Why?
all the time, they're like, "How is it over there?" And I'm like, back home, I'm like, it's the same. Really, the only difference is they don't have guns, and because they don't have guns, they're a little more chill because you can catch a fade. Like you can fuck a cop up. Like if it's us four and two cops stop us and they get out of control, he's like, well, hold on, player, wait a minute. Because we can fuck you up back, and they have to think about that. In America, they don't have to think about that because they're like, if he does have a gun, I need to shoot him.
Yeah.
If he doesn't have a gun, I'm going to shoot him. So it's just like either way, somebody's getting shot.
It's true. They're trained in a way to de-escalate here. Well, usually.
Yeah, you need to because otherwise you're gonna get fucked up. Like everyone's not gonna take your shit, and I'm pretty sure they realize that because the thing about your thing, like I watched the show Cops back home. The thing about cops is you might see a couple of cops tussling with a motherfucker here and there. Usually they shooting them or chasing them or hunting, getting them. Here, every time I watch like your version of Cops, motherfuckers is wrestling on the ground for 45 minutes with the police. I'm like, wait a minute. Ain't no chokeholds or nothing. They just fight. I seen these two. It was one episode. I was in Windsor. I went to Windsor to do it, and they gave us a hotel room and watching this episode. And the dudes, they stole a car, and they the cops seen him. They're like, fuck. They got out the car and ran. One guy got away. They were like, we never found him. In the aftermath, so we never found him. He got away with it. His buddy was like, fuck it, I'm trying to fight the cop. So him and the cop, this old white cop and this young black dude like fighting. Other cop came to help. It was like 3 cops versus 1 dude, but it's like a fair fight. Like he's like whooping them, they whooping him, and finally he's just like, all right, they take him. I'm like, that would never happen back home. They would have killed him.
Oh yeah,
he'd be done.
Killed him. He'd be dead.
Yeah,
but they
it's
had
like that
no
video
choice.
of that guy. That look at the strength. Have you seen that video?
Do I get shot in the chest with a taser?
No. The guy where they're trying to put him in the back of the police car and they just can't do it. And he's like, look at the strength. And there's like 6 of them trying to put him in this police car. And the guy's not even that big, yeah? And he's like, look at me. Look at the strength. Look at it.
You know what though? There's an old video, it's a fucked up video. It's a giant black man, probably like one of the biggest black people that's ever existed. This dude is ridiculous. And he's minding his business, and this lady cop, white cop, she comes out. She's like, "Move, get out of the car." He's like, "What did I do?" She's like, "Get the fuck out the car." And he's like, and she's got her hand like ready to pull a gun. And he's like, chill. Like I got my daughter in the car. His daughter was like 3. He's like, my daughter's right here. What are you doing? She's like, shut the fuck up, comply. He's like, yo, I didn't do shit. And she's still like at him. So she started grabbing him, trying to hit him with her thing. It's weird out of nowhere. He just goes, okay, hold on, baby. Has the strength to hold her, put his daughter in the car. He said, buckle up, baby, closes the door, and boom, that was it. She's just done. And, obviously he went to jail. He didn't die, or they didn't kill him, but he went to jail. Because when the other cops came, he just got in the car. He said, yeah, I'll go to jail. Fuck it. Didn't even argue. But it's just like this lady was like, I'm a cop. Oh, I got guns. And didn't realize this dude was like, you know what? You're not. You're not a cop. You're an asshole. You're not doing anything of your job. You're assaulting me and attacking me in front of my daughter. She doesn't understand what's going on. I've done nothing wrong. I have to put you down because if I drive away, you're going to shoot me. So I have to he was in his head, he's like, I have to knock you out to make you realize like life.
That's the thing though. I don't know, how do you filter out these people? When they apply for these jobs with the police, how do you filter out these crazy people who are on a power trip?
They don't, man. They used to. I feel because I have 2 friends who are cops. There's one dude, Calvin. He's from the same neighborhood. He works in that neighborhood. Everybody fucks with him. Nothing. You know what I mean? They like, come on, bro. He'd be like, all right, man. You know what I mean? So he's cool. But he was like, in his academy, they seemed like they were looking for crazy motherfuckers to be cops. So you also have to have a certain one of 2 mind frames. You have to actually want to help and go, if I'm there, I can protect people, help people when they need protection. That's literally all I want to do.
You want to get the bad guys.
Or you have to be, or just be a deterrent. Like someone sees you, maybe won't commit the crime. Or you have to be a complete psychopath who just wants a gun and wants power over someone, and you couldn't make it to the military, or you couldn't make it somebody. So cop is your next best choice. I mean, I made you some ice cream. In New York, they took.
Hey, I want some ice cream.
I know, I heard that. In New York, they took the felon. I think you could be a felon if it's a non-violent felony, you could be a cop. And it's like, what the fuck? If you can't vote, but you could be a cop. So I'm a nonviolent felon. I can't vote. I can't really do shit. But give me this gun. I'm gonna patrol these niggas in the Bronx, and I'm from
New York,
Westchester, New York. Yeah, man.
Mental.
It's nuts. It's like, so your thing is there a process? No, because even if you look at our cops, if you look at these videos, all our cops is fat. They're out of shape. They can't do shit. There's not even a physical process anymore to be like, man, can you run a mile?
A bleep test or shit.
Nothing. There's nothing. There's no psychological test.
And it's not over here. It's not even like you got to pass the bleep test like at a hard level. It's like level 8 or something. Like, it's not even difficult to pass. It's like I remember when I was younger, yeah, thinking like, looking at the state of police officers, and if they was like to me, could you stop that right there? I'd just be like, no, and run off, because I was like, I know you're not catching me.
Yeah.
I know you ain't got the pace to catch me. I'm off. See you later.
One of my favorite videos is of this dude. He's just getting the cop is trying to put the cuffs on him. He's just like, all right, man, put the cuffs on, whatever, dog. And everyone's just like, his homie goes, watch this. And he's like, yeah. And the cop's like, yeah, just comply. He's like, no, it's cool. And he turns around, takes the cuffs off, and runs. But the speed that his brother ran, the cop tried to chase him, and the cop, not even halfway, the cop just puts his hands on him and goes, fuck it. Because he ran, he ran so, everyone was like, I've never seen anyone run that fast. And the cop was like, there's no way I'm going to catch this guy. Like, it didn't look real. I was like, wasted talent. But also, he was like, nah, not today. Not going to jail today at all. The cop he did this frustrated, like, let me get my gun. I can't even get my gun out fast enough to shoot this dude. He might be faster than bullets. You deserve it. And you can see the cop's face is like, everybody's like, yeah, go and get back in your car. Go ahead. He's like, but yeah, when you back home, like the video, I think I sent y'all the video. There's a video on the subway, 2 fat cops wrestling with this dude on the ground. They ended up killing him and shot him in the back twice.
You sent me that. That was some
because it's a military dude that shows like they're doing this shit wrong. And I was like, so you couldn't wrestle this dude who had stopped fighting and was just walking off. So you shoot him in the back twice on the elevator. And this lady cop, no offense to Nads, but she's built like Nads. You can't be a cop.
Hold on. I like the way you said that, and then Darren instantly went on mute to laugh.
I'm saying,
how can you bait him?
You can't.
Oh yeah, because you lot can't. I can see it all.
I see Darren.
Okay.
Not true. That isn't what happened.
That's 100% what happened. Like even like Dino, he's not in terrible shape. It's like, no, you need to be elite UFC shape. That's it. Command respect. The Russian cop.
No, those cops in Europe.
I went to Russia. I'm on my best behavior. I see
Spain,
one of them.
France, horrible looking guys. Just like
I seen the police in Russia, try and get someone out their car, and this guy just runs up and 2 foots the windshield, flying through the air. 2 foots the windshield, and it breaks, and they drag him through the. This is Russia, bro. I was like,
no. I put out my protection the windscreen. You
know what I mean? Man, 2 foot it. I thought this was, and I think this was, I think this is what they were showing when the World Cup was about to be hosted in Russia, and they were like, "This is what the police are on over there. Everyone, be careful."
Don't go Russia. I'm not going Russia for nothing.
I went, but they I just obey because you see the cops. You go, all these dudes built like John St. Pierre. Like, this is not cool. Like, everyone is a monster.
Nah, that man beats bears. Yeah, man, they're not fight the bear.
They're not fucking around over there.
Those countries, though, even their lowest level kind of authority is scary. Like, you go to parcel control and the guy looks like he could fuck you up. He's in a glass container. He's just looking at your passport, gives you that.
What business are you here?
You know what else they do? They don't have conversations with you about shit. What the fuck I just said was what they don't even answer more questions. You got another question, they just look at you.
Yeah. So, having a good day?
Yeah.
This is Russia. We have no good days.
Just slides the passport back to you.
It's cold. It's cold here. This is
I
what I show.
I remember I had a layover in Moscow airport for like 5 hours. And I was like, fuck, man, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do over here. This shit's gonna be boring. And I went and I kept seeing like all these black people. I was like, what the fuck? And they were for the Russian sports teams, like the women's basketball team. I was like, oh shit, okay, I didn't know. And they were from like all over. So I started talking to them. I was like, you from? This girl's like, I'm from Texas. I was like, what the fuck? How you play basketball over here? You couldn't get on no Texas team? So we talking. And I realized, I was like, oh, no one in here but us is doing anything animated because we all like, we good. Like I'm leaving. Y'all can kick me out anyway. But everyone else who's like some kind of Eastern European is just, I'm not gonna breathe. And I was like, well, why did this? And then I just see stormtroopers come through the fucking airport. And I go, are they all that same size? And I look it up, and that's all you see in the prison. It's a Russian prison lockup documentary, and they don't have weapons because they don't need weapons because they'll kill you with their hands. They don't handcuff prisoners to transport them. They're just like, come on, let's go. He's like, all right.
That's the next level of respect.
Like, I'm like, do you see them? I'm not about to fuck with these dudes. They're trained to beat your ass. That's what you need, though. If you have
That's
when you're a prisoner and you request that the guard is restrained for your safety.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if you had that in the States,
can we handcuff
you would have a lot more
Ulev
black
over
cops,
there?
I feel, because of athleticism. A lot more fit people join. And then what I do notice about people who are fit, they tend, usually, unless they're like out of their mind, they tend to be a little bit more positive in attitude because they're like, I know I can fuck you up, so I'm not going to have this conversation. And you know I can fuck you up, so we're not going to have
literally had this conversation.
But it's like
I
anyone
had
that
this
you know.
yesterday about people. Everyone I know who's a black belt in a martial art seems to be the most calm, chilled out, jovial, fun. Like, it's whatever because
they know.
They don't need to put any pretense on.
But even the people you know that aren't,
I'm not gonna have a conversation.
Even the people you know that aren't like black belts or have no like fight training. Yeah, everyone knows like one just strong big guy. That's normally the nicest guy because he's like, nah. Well, if I want to, like, I don't need to tell you, look what I can do. You can see, I can kill you. So.
Yeah.
Let's just have fun, shall we? Like,
That's how I look at it.
It's like, should we just have fun? Because I don't want to kill anyone.
Because I try to stay as calm as possible unless I'm drunk, then it's a problem, or I'm really aggravated. But
or unless we're on the central line coming back from a gig.
Then I'm gonna kill someone. But if you look at it that way, every time I look at these videos, I look at the black cops. I always look for black cops around to see what they're doing, and they're always like kind of like. And there's one video of the black cop talking to the young guys like, hey man, I told those guys to shut the fuck up. But he's like on the protester side. There's a lot of them protesting now as well. But they're all fucking Michael Jai White fit. Like they're all ninjas. Like it's just like these dudes are not. And then I look at the white cop side and it's all every Southern racist movie stereotype you see.
Donut eating
fat dude. It's like, why are you a police? You don't like yourself. So you can't, why are you a cop? Like, you don't like Steve. You can't fucking respect me. You don't respect yourself. You can't do this. Like, I don't know. It's weird though.
We got.
I think I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. Like, if you're in better shape, you don't feel you need to draw your weapon every 2 seconds because you fear that yourself you can handle the situation. And I think that's where a lot of these, because that's what they say in their police reports. I thought he was throwing for a weapon. It's just your own fear that's telling you that's happening. Yeah. Then they shoot. And then all of that, and then it goes left real quick when it didn't need to be, if they didn't come amped up or could, they knew with their training, they could safely restrain someone. Because that's what they're meant to do. And if someone's being aggressive, they're meant to safely, without harm to the person, restrain them. But they have no fear, they have no faith. That's why they draw for the weapon. And that's where the problem is. So maybe they need to get these officers some physical training, some sort of psychological training, some physical restraint training. They need to start over.
Well, that's the thing. I've seen the video. I've seen two points of that. I've seen a video of American police chief watching British police like restrain a guy with a knife, and none of the police have weapons. And the American police officer watched it, and then he's like, his mouth was open. Goes, I don't know anywhere in America where that could possibly happen.
No.
Like,
but they've never had to learn.
No, he goes, I don't. He goes, I'm really impressed. He goes, but I don't know where we would even begin to teach that in America. And then the other thing about he's saying about training, and it's what Phileo was saying earlier. They're so wired, and the amount of like stories you hear. Because I've read it Malcolm Gladwell's book. These police officers also have some level of PTSD and fear of civilians, and that can't be right. Like, you're the police, so you should immediately have some kind of confidence in your authority that when I walk into a situation, everything's going to calm down a bit because the police are here. But because they know how they've policed previously, how things have gone down, that they know that the victims get the civilians scared. So if the civilians scared, they need to be scared because everyone's hyped up and it's already ramped up from their presence. The police will come, everyone's like, oh shit, someone might die now because the police are here, and everyone's on high alert and everyone's drawing for weapons. Like,
Bruv, even here, when police come around, I get nervous, and I ain't even done nothing wrong.
Yeah, that's the thing. You get nervous, but we have a confidence that we're not gonna die. We might get arrested for some. We might get hurt.
We have that confidence now. But I was speaking to my mum, and there was a lot of like in custody deaths, like from like the 70s.
True. I was gonna say, y'all used to be wild over here. Until they got rid of the gun. Really, y'all, they was wild. They was not fucking.
But even like it's like the 70s, 80s, like being in police custody, like in the station.
Yeah, true.
Deaths of black males and predominantly. You know what I mean, like, where you just be getting tucked in the station. Like my mum said, there was a case where they just beat this guy up. It like not even in his cell, just like, you know, like I don't know how many.
It's in the reception.
Yeah. So when you get arrested, they bring you in, and you gotta tell them your name and all this, and it's there. So there's like other people that are arrested there,
and he's just laying on his back, and he's there like struggling to breathe, and people just stepping over him and stuff.
He's gargling blood, like choking, and they literally just stepping over him. So,
wow,
that I guess that fear is a very 2000 upwards fear that has gone away of dying in police custody. Although it can still happen, but you know it's And there's cases of police just shooting. I don't know how many people you know of, like the rapper Scorcher, but he was related to, I think her name's is it Cynthia Jarrett, who got shot by the police. She got shot by the police. There was a
Broadwater Farm.
That's in North, right?
Tottenham.
Yeah. That's
where they decapitated the police officer.
Yeah, but they shot his grandma. Yeah. It's like, what are you just coming in spraying shots? It's like, what?
And it's Phileo, do you know about that bit of London history?
Yeah, so rapper's grandma.
Well, he wasn't a rapper then. He was a kid, but he turned out to be one of these big London rappers.
That's Scorcher's grandma.
Yeah, because Scorcher's.
I didn't know.
Scorcher talks about it like online, like when the Mark Duggan stuff came about. He spoke about it, and Scorcher's name is Tayo Jarrett, and that woman's name is Cynthia Jarrett. And then just like there was something like talking about in Hackney where they Brixton, I think it was, where they shot someone, like someone's grandma or something like that. Again, just like, so that stuff has been in our culture, but it kind of like where we only have armed response. It's kind of like, okay, like you're saying, Darren, okay, I'm not going to get shot per se. And then throughout the 70s, 80s, 90s, like I could die in police custody for something I might not even have done. Police brutality, definitely. But it's just like, after that, now we are in like a different weird time. It's like, okay, you might get arrested and you might get, like you say, you might get hurt, you might get thrown to the ground, you might have your face on the curb or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But the fear in America is like, I could get shot. Like, any day.
Go down as soon as it happens.
The fear in America is, if I see the police with me, if I see the police, I'm like, I still got the same PTSD because I haven't really adjusted to it. It's going to be way more years before, you know what I mean? I probably won't even live here long enough for me to adjust to it. I probably, given our career, I got to eventually go to LA a lot again. I got to go to New York a lot again. So I might have to be going back and forth, even if we stay, you know what I mean? If I stay living here, I have to go back and forth. It's just the nature of it. So I'll never really be, if I was like moving here and I was like in a fucking like academia, like a doctor, and I didn't want to do comedy, then I could be here and I'll eventually get over it. But because the nature of what we do, like I said, I gotta go back and forth. It's like this weird adjustment of like, if I see the cops, I'm like, oh shit. My first thing is I'm looking, where can I run? And then I go like, okay, if I can't run, they're gonna kill me. So I used to have, like, when I first came here, I would have panic attacks, and I didn't even realize I was having panic attacks because I was like, I don't know where to go because I'm not from here, so I don't even know what direction you're going. Like,
you could be running to the police station.
Exactly, I might run right into their friends, and so then I'm like, oh shit. And then I think I told some of you guys, like, I was lost, and these two cops came up, and one was a black woman. She was like, "You okay?" And I was like, she's like, "Where you from?" I was like, "America." She's like, and she literally goes, "Calm down. You're not gonna get hurt here." And she started laughing. She's like, "You okay?" She's like, "You look scared." I was like, "Yeah, I don't really talk to cops like that." She was like, "I understand. You're fine. Where you going?" She helped me out because I was like, "Oh shit!" Like, and I asked, who did I ask? I asked Luke Craig actually. I was like, "Do y'all get that same like?" He was like, "Yeah, man. You see the cops, bro. You just like." I was like, "Oh, I don't," because I'm thinking, if I can't get away, I'm gonna die. There's not like a maybe they'll just let me go.
I think the thing over here, if you see the police, it's like, not like Darren was saying, not for like our generation, you know, and younger. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna get hurt. That's okay. I can only speak for myself, but when I see the police, it's not like, oh, I'm gonna get hurt by these guys. It's like they're gonna just they're gonna start assuming about what I'm doing. Do I own this car? Blah blah blah. And then it's kind of like they're just gonna look for any opportunity to just make my day, make my life harder than it needed to be today. And it's just like nervousness because it's like, okay, especially like when you're driving, it's like, oh, okay. Like I think I was telling you this story before. Is the tread in my tires correct? Is my, is my back left headlight, rear lights working as they should be? Are my tints correct? Are they going to put points on my license? Am I going to lose my license? It's like that kind of fear.
Yeah, it's how are they gonna inconvenience me?
Yeah, and then like yesterday in the park, there's like 50 young black guys, doing something productive, making a music video, not like doing anything wrong. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, okay, now 8 police roll in or whatever, 8 police officers roll in. What are they gonna do? Are they gonna stop and search us? Are they gonna what is gonna happen now? Like my cousin got arrested once for standing next to someone that was known to police, that was wanted by police.
Yeah. Oh, that's the worst.
Just for standing next to them outside sixth form.
That's the worst. That's the worst. And this, what I told it, man, I was young, man. I told a cop that shit once, man. Like, okay, so people probably see my comment. They know I sold drugs. They know I did some shit. But this is way after I've done that. And I'm just chilling next to one of my friends who is known by cops like that. Like, he's known, like, they know he's fucking around. And they was haggling, they was messing with everybody. I was like, yo, like, imagine, I said, you're not racist, but you know what I mean? There's a black cop. I was like, you black cop? He was like, yeah. I was like, imagine you not on duty, not in uniform, and somebody coming up to you and they being racist to you, or they doing something because you with somebody else. You know what I mean? He was like, what you mean? I was like, okay, so I put it to him better. I was like, imagine you're just a cop, and then you're not doing nothing wrong, doing your job. I even said, I was like, this nigga probably broke the law, and everybody started laughing. I was like, but imagine we come up to you and we assume because a cop did something to one of our friends before that you know him and you associate with him, so we try to fuck you up, but we hassling and you fucking with you because you're a cop and just because we know you know that other cop. That's not fair, dude. He was like, yeah, I see what you're saying. I was like, because I'm standing next to him don't mean I'm doing what he's doing. You know what I mean? I might just know him. I was like, in your family, you ain't got nobody who break the law. It was like the only time I talked the cop down. He was like, yeah. I was like, you gotta have some. I was like, no offense, you black. Somebody broke the law in your family. It's just
in every family.
In every family.
But everyone's broken the law.
But I was like, but not because they wanted to, because they fucking pressed down by society, whatever, systematic oppression. But somebody's done something.
So even if you want to break it down real silly, most people have broken the speed limit.
Yeah, everybody's
you're breaking the law right there.
But
most people have pulled off in their car and done their seatbelt as the car's driving. Breaking the law.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
No, everyone's done that. I think with the law stuff, I think it's not the law that's broken, it's sometimes who breaks the law. Look at the whole Diane Abbott thing on the tube. You're going to mojito. Like, one on Saturday night on the tube, everyone is drinking. I've seen Muslim people.
I've seen people
on the
do
tube
coke
Saturday
on
night.
the train.
But then,
He said Muslim people.
yeah, but then when Dan Abbott does it, it's a problem, and that's what the issue is. It's not who breaks the law. Like, it's not people broken lockdown rules. But obviously, and I'm not trying to defend Dominic Cummings. He should really have been sacked or should have left his job. Obviously, when someone else does it, what the hell? I'm sure we know someone who's broken the rules as well. You know what I mean? So,
if Anthony Joshua was seen, if Anthony Joshua had driven to Newcastle or Durham or whatever, yeah, and like, could you imagine what the news or even not Anthony Joshua, if Raheem Sterling had driven from Manchester to London to
game over.
Yeah, because he wanted for the same exact excuses.
What
It
to
would
say,
be
his mum?
over, bro.
Yeah.
Or Meghan Markle.
Yeah, I would have to lock off.
If Meghan Markle went from Buckingham Palace to a next castle because she was like, no one's in that castle, so we're going to isolate there. They would have been like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
The fuck is this?
Yeah, no, it would have been game over. You would have seen all these people. It would have been a mess. A complete mess.
We got 3 questions. What time you got to be out of here, Michael? 12.
Yeah.
What's that say? We're gonna get some questions off.
Yeah, let's do the questions, and I got 10 minutes. Then.
We got 3 questions. Let's rapid fire through these. So the question I asked was, I said we'll be discussing, stuff like George Floyd today and on the podcast. So the question was, how do we stop police brutality and tackle racism? Yeah, so quite a blanket, easy question for people to answer. Someone responded and said, unfortunately, until those responsible are held to account, it won't happen too soon. How do we feel about that? And first and foremost, what kind of accountability do we want?
Yeah, that's all
murder, and not third degree. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit.
A lot of people were like, they didn't even know that was a thing. I was like, yeah, it's not.
Me too. And I watched the first 48. I've never watched the first 48 and seen anyone charged with third degree murder. I learned.
What's that, like manslaughter?
That's manslaughter.
Yeah, basically manslaughter.
That's
so when they put it in that terminology, it just means it was completely an accident.
Yeah, because
there were other factors that led to the death that you could have prevented, but didn't, because you did or not know. So like they're saying now, that's why they're able to say now, dude died because he had other issues going on. So he had other issues that killed him while he was being suffocated to death.
That wouldn't have killed him if he wasn't being suffocated.
He had coronavirus. That's what it's going to go down.
That's like going, he had arthritis. So that was an underlying factor to why he choked.
Literally, even you didn't need to be a doctor to read that and know that was bullshit, man. I was like, that is a slap in the face, to everyone's intelligence. Like the man or whoever reported that man or woman couldn't even put their name there because that's
I was like, whoever the coroner is who did that, you're just like,
put your name there, cuz. Stand up.
I guess accountability will be like you get treated the same as everybody else. Or actually, you know what? No, accountability should be you're a police officer. You've taken this job, so you've taken a risk in order to say you think you can do this job and you can police and serve and protect people. So you need to be held more accountable for those actions. You need to. There maybe doesn't even need to be that deep of a process with you. Okay, you shot somebody while on duty. We'll read the tape. Didn't look like you did the right job. Jail time. Ain't no trial. You did what you did. Ain't no fucking. He didn't have a gun. End of fucking story. The cops are supposed to wait to shoot until you see a fucking gun, and not just see it. It has to be drawn. You have to have a gun up or out in your hand, then they can shoot you. These motherfuckers shooting people. I think he had a gun on him. I saw something. It was an iPhone. So that's a wrap for you, buddy.
Well, that's what happened to Mark. They thought he was driving around with a gun, and it was his phone on his lap.
Yeah. Doesn't need to be a trial.
So did they actually prove that was a phone or a gun? Because I heard reports that they found the gun by the scene. Is that what they planted?
Well, that's one of those things where it's like, okay, they found a gun by the scene. Where was the gun? It could have been on the back seat. If he did have one, let's say, it could have been in his boot. It could have been anywhere, yeah. But because they're not really saying where we found a gun on the scene.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Could have been in his
from
trousers.
BS, innit?
You know what I'm
And
saying?
that's where there's no accountability because they judge that lawful killing. Where did they come up with these terms? What's a lawful killing?
They say what they
lawfully killed him.
lawfully.
Yeah, that's what the mark back in. I can't. They did an inquiry. They said it was a lawful killing. What?
But that's where my mum says, like, a lot of the times is if you're smart with the law, the legislation is all interpretation, isn't it? So the way I perceive the law might not be the same way you perceive the law, and whoever's better at articulating the way they see it wins the argument, really. And it's like, well, we found a gun at the scene. So, okay, there's imminent danger. So we took the correct steps to remove that danger when it's really not that deep. Because we could find a gun at the scene, like I say, and it could be, it's like the Meek Mill case. They tried to charge him with shooting at police with a gun, but when they arrested him, he was nowhere near said gun. Or something along those lines. He was just near a gun, but nothing from that point is like that. I was shooting at you with that gun. I was just near a gun when you got me.
The issue is what you see is other countries able to effectively who have guns in the same gun laws as America, if not just gun laws like America, like Japan. You can get a gun in Japan. You can have the shit. You can get a gun in Norway. You can walk around with damn guns. A bunch of places you can do it, but they not shoot motherfuckers in the face who have guns. So they're doing those Swedish.
But also,
in New York,
the population of black people
is also. But they detained that guy on the train. Those Swedish guys, the cops. They were just on holiday, and they were just on holiday from Sweden. They were in New York. Something happened on the train. They detained one guy.
Oh yeah, I remember saying that.
Peacefully, and everyone was like, "How hard is that? How fucking hard is that shit to do versus what you do?"
Yeah, so people want to kill people.
Yeah, exactly. Accountability has to be, look, if you wanted that gun, comes with a price. You can be a police officer without a gun, or you can have one with a gun. But if you kill somebody, you're probably going to jail. And
especially when this guy had multiple complaints against him as well.
Yeah, exactly. And even if you kill somebody with force, like if you break someone's neck, go to jail because they teach you how to restrain without doing that. And if you feel you need a backup, you should have called for backup, or you should be in fucking shape. If you fucking fat ass motherfucker, you can't restrain the person, maybe you shouldn't be a cop. So it's accountability.
Even me, if I was going to restrain someone, even if like they were in my house and I've got them on the floor, I don't think I would put my knee on their neck.
No.
Because the thing is, even if you know a little bit about like choking someone out, it's like you can choke someone out, let go, and they're going to wake up in 10, 20 seconds or whatever. They're going to wake back. Like you can get choked out just doing jiu-jitsu at your local dojo or whatever, yeah? You're going to wake back up. And in that time, I can tie you up. I can sit on you. I can put you in a position where your arms behind your back. I don't have to kneel on your neck to stop you from moving. That's like, okay, let's just make a hypothetical world where this guy didn't want to kill George Floyd. I don't believe that, but I'm just saying for argument's sake, yeah? If you're putting your knee on someone's neck, that okay, but you don't want to kill them. You're actually just trying to really hurt them.
It's reckless.
It's reckless, and it's like spiteful. It's
like driving with your eyes closed. It's like I'm not trying to hurt anyone, but there's probably a big chance I'm likely to hurt someone because
for argument's sake, not for argument's sake, I do believe, as I think everyone else does, that this guy was trying to kill this guy, or because like it doesn't take a genius to know if I stop someone's airway for 9 minutes, it only takes 1 minute of oxygen loss, if I'm right, Mike, to can cause brain damage. 1 minute.
By the time he probably died, he probably had a hypoxic brain injury or something like that.
So there you go. But even if you take away that intent, he's actually trying to, if you take away that intent, for argument's sake, this guy is really a nasty piece of shit that is like already got the guy restrained. The bit that pisses me off the most as well is for a forged check.
It wasn't. It was. They said it was that, but it was a $20 bill that they thought was counterfeit. That they found out
Okay,
wasn't.
but still nothing
That it wasn't.
violent.
It was a real 20. Yeah, not
But
at all.
nothing violent. So
Not even
we've got
close.
this case of nothing violent. We've got the loose cigarettes, nothing violent. You see what I'm saying? It's just like, so these people, if you really just, okay, for argument's sake, take out, okay, just playing devil's advocate, they say, I didn't mean to kill these people. But you really intended then to cause serious and long-lasting harm as well. So that's not even any better. It's like
over nothing as well.
You've killed this person, which I think you meant to do. But if before all that, you're actually just trying to inflict long-lasting damage on these people, if they don't die, you're actually just trying to like really cause as much pain as you can until these people die, which is what I believe is their end goal anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Which is pretty, as a police officer, that's pretty, like I wouldn't even do that to someone that broke into my house. I'd beat them up, but after I've resolved the situation and I've got it under control, there's no need for me to do any more. Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
That's
like,
it.
it's weird.
You know what I think? To the other question, to the other part, I think it was like about the police force in general, about how to get a better police force. Your partner can't be the same thing as you, race or sex. So if you're a white guy, you can't work with white women or white men as your partner, period. That's it. Your partner has to be a black woman, black man, Chinese woman. It has to be something else.
I like that.
Not you. And you can't be policing totally solely in neighborhoods that aren't predominantly what you or your partner are.
Yeah.
And the second you get reported, like say you are a white cop and a Chinese woman cop in a black neighborhood, second you get reported like once or twice or something, move you to a white neighborhood, Chinese neighborhood, because you don't know how to act. Because no one's just walking down the street being like, what's your badge number? I'm going to go complain. Because there's paperwork that goes behind all that shit. And there's instances that prove that you had dealings with this person. You know what I mean? And so that is very easy fixes, that, and also doing things like raising the pay a bit, working on psychological background checks, making being a police officer something that young kids might aspire to be. That's a little better of a career path. Because if I saw it as a viable career path growing up and not like a last minute resource, like fuck, if I run out of shit, I'd rather sell crack than be a cop, then you might have had more me's and other people I know who were police officers and less of bullshit that happens. You know what I mean? Stop making it this military style boys club where it's like your mind is drilled with nonsense.
Yeah, it's mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, for real. No, I like that point. You man, I got bounced, but you man can see love is always.
Might as well wrap it up here anyway. I think it's been a good podcast.
Yeah.
No doubt, man. No doubt. No, good discussion, important discussion as well.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, definitely. All right, people.
All right, guys.
All right, peace.
Latest.